This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodvinetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodvinetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodvinetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Thirsty Topics. I'm Lauren Selrod.
And I'm Meryl Klimo.
Hey, Meryl. How you doing today?
I'm really good. I don't know if I think people are just listening, so they can't see it, but you can see it, where I ordered a small coffee, and I think Starbucks messed up and gave me like what Lawrence's pricing looks like a milkshake. And then it only says 10 calories, but I'm like, I think this is 50,000 calories. So if you see me like start to fall asleep or go unconscious, just know I'm having like 18,000 pumps of caramel.
You got a great deal, I see.
Exactly. To me, I feel like if there's a mess up and it's free, it does not count as calories. Like it's okay. Or sugar.
There you go. Or you could call it a cheat day, right?
Exactly. This is like a cheat week. So yeah. Do you want me to kick things off for us?
Yes.
Well, first of all, how are you? Are you doing good?
I am doing great. Had a great weekend. Went out to dinner with the wife. Spoke to my son. So can't complain.
What did you guys get for dinner?
We went to this place over in Schaumburg. It was actually pretty nice. I don't remember the name of the place, but it's a sports bar. So they had some, wings, ribs, stuff like that. And then TVs all over the place. So it was very nice. I really enjoyed myself. How about you?
Oh my gosh. I remember like a week or 2 ago, I just got back from Miami. And so, I mean, my food budget and my caloric budget were definitely spent in Miami. So like, I've been telling everyone, I just want a salad and like normal foods, because I feel like I ate so many bad foods in Miami that I've just been like eating normal things, salads, lettuce, chickpeas.
Hey, you got to enjoy it when you're out of town, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I was going in on some crab legs in Miami. So yeah, we're good. Well, yeah. So I'm going to start us off with some sad news. I'm sure we all heard that actress and beloved actress Catherine O'Hara died following a brief illness. I think she had like a rare heart condition. It seemed like her symptoms came on pretty suddenly, and she was rushed to the hospital, and unfortunately she passed away. Obviously out here, because I'm in Los Angeles and in the comedy world, she's like beloved and performs all the time at the Hollywood Bowl. She's known for her roles in Beetlejuice, Home Alone, Schitt's Creek. My favorite movie is Best in Show. And if anyone has not seen it yet, I really think you should see it, because like not only is she hilarious in it, but the movie itself is just so funny. And she's a graduate of Second City Improv and a lot of sketch theaters. And she just seems like she's one of those performers that just seems so lovely and talented, and just, she's a great singer. She's a really funny comedic actress. She just seemed like non-problematic and, really like a great straight up actress. So it's very sad.
Yeah, I agree. I've watched a lot of stuff that she was in as well. And I would say out of all of them, believe it or not, I would say the Home Alone one was, to me, the best role that she played.
Yeah.
You always look at and you always hear about actors or actresses that were originally supposed to be cast in certain films and everything. And I think that role fit her perfectly as far as the relationship with her son and the rest of the family. And I think that was probably one of the best ones that she's did in her career. Now, she's had a lot of success, don't get me wrong, but I still say that one's the best one.
I agree. And it's very special when someone could come off as zany, but also caring and lovable. And she, like, I think she really had a perfect, she didn't overact, but yet she was like so good at every role. And then something that I noticed too is that a lot of people, like one of my best friends does really great impressions, and Catherine O'Hara is one of her favorite, like, muses, to do impressions of. And I feel like that says a lot. It's a big compliment when people that do impressions want to do you, because it means that you're making a mark on things, and that you're quite literally, like, you're making an impression on people. So I think, like, she's someone that a lot of actresses and comedic people really look up to. So very sad. And she just seemed like a really nice person.
Yeah, I agree. And um, I agree with you. It was very, very, very fast. Because I
Yeah.
want to say what was it? Maybe like, I don't know, a week or two.
Yeah, I think it
Um,
was like a Friday. Yeah. Then it happened like a few days before.
wow, yeah, that's pretty scary. I mean, that's something that I think we all should keep in mind is that, love the ones you're with now. Take every day. Don't take every day for granted because, we all don't know when that timeline is coming. So you got to enjoy
Exactly.
here. So,
I don't know if you have this too, but like my best friend that I mentioned, who's like a really great impressionist and has gone viral and stuff. Her favorite band is the Grateful Dead, and like Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead just passed away, and then her favorite actress is Catherine O'Hara. And so I checked it. I do check in on your friends, because it's like when someone that you love and idolize passes away, we do take it personally. These people mean a lot to us, even if it's just in our minds. So I felt so bad. I checked in on my friend and I was like, "How you doing? You lost two of your idols." So
yes, that is so true. That is so true. So, definitely sending out condolences to her close family and friends.
mhm.
Well, wanted to give an update. This is regarding um, the two officers that shot Pretty in the ICE raid, arrest, protest, or however you want to classify it. Um, these two officers were placed on leave. So, um, reading from CNN, they said that the two agents appear to be two officers identified as the shooters in the initial report by the Department of Homeland Security about the incident. DHS said that it wouldn't release the identities of the two officers who have been placed on administrative leave, which is standard protocol for agents involved in shootings while they're on investigation. That's something new because there have been plenty of shootings and those officers were not placed on
Yeah.
any type of leave. Law enforcement experts who reviewed the videos for CNN said the officers' use of deadly force likely stemmed from lack of training or a failure by the agents to follow it during the heated encounter. I'd like to kind of go in a little bit deeper on that because obviously it came out that I want to say about 11 or 12 days ago, I guess he was out there protesting. Um, he sped on their car as they were driving away. He kicked the tail light off. And, people are saying, well, look what he did. Now, I'm not saying that was the smartest thing he did, but that still doesn't justify killing an unarmed
Right.
man.
100%. Yes. And I think we talked about this before, where it was like getting tasered or getting detained or something. Yes, but getting shot dead, like, I don't think anyone's going to tell me any sort of thing that will make me change my mind that should be like a viable option.
Oh, exactly. And the thing is, yes, you know how many times people do stupid stuff to the vehicles of officers. There's times, even though it's rare, where the defendant steals the officer's vehicle. Okay,
Hmm.
stupid stuff happens, but one, that doesn't put you in harm's way, and two, that doesn't justify lethal force. It really
Right.
does. And the two incidents were about 11 or 12 to 8 days apart, so you can't compare the two. They have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah. Yep. And I think it's this kind of stuff too is just escalating things in terms of people feeling the unrest and just more violence all around. more confusion all around, and the fact that they kind of waved it away in like, well, this is bound to happen. I feel like in normal times, a president or someone would come on and be like, this is unacceptable. We're going to reform our training right now in a way that we're not going to have this happen again unless there's like an actual violent threat coming our way. But the fact that they're just answering with like, well, mistakes happen is just crazy. And it's so scary. Like, I know we said that I think the first woman that got shot, the ICE officer said something afterwards, like, he called her like a bitch or something about a bitch. It's just like, it's just scary when we feel like a lot of people don't have control over what they're doing.
Yeah, and I personally believe the only reason why they're trying to put on the illusion or the appearance that they're doing something is that America itself is totally outraged. And
Yeah.
they're not buying the BS excuses that they're saying because you can see what happened for yourself. So I think basically they're trying to do damage control is what I think they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know. Did we get a lot of people that like agreed or disagreed last week, or were there any people upset about like our viewpoints?
You know what? On that particular one, I didn't see any comments on that.
What if you're like, there's other things they disagreed with, but, but on this
But
one, we're safe. It's okay.
yeah, I think, I mean, obviously, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule, but I think as a whole, America was not happy about what happened to me.
No, no, definitely not. In the mix-ups of just like people disappearing and them scooping up wrong people, and I think all of us agree that whatever your job is, you should be efficient at it. And I think also most people don't want like violent criminals that come in from whether they're here or come in for different countries. Like, I think we're all in agreement that we don't want bad people from every walk of life around. But this isn't like that. That's not what's happening. And yeah.
That's what makes these cases so sad is that, if you're taking away violent criminals, you're right. No one's going to complain about that. No one. But the majority of the people being scooped up are immigrants and illegals that have not committed any crimes. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm
And
talking not just arresting. I mean, just you know, snatching them out the cars. Knocking down their doors and housing. I mean, over the top type stuff that you would never see local law enforcement do.
yeah. And I've seen two videos of people being approached that are just like walking to their cars in Walmart, and because they either speak a different language or because of the
Yes.
color of their skin, and they're being made to feel like they're doing something wrong, or they're being like, it's so just unbelievable that people should feel uneasy like that. And then a lot of they'll take people away without like, maybe they have asthma or maybe they have seizures, and it's like you're not taking their medication with them, and maybe they have children. So that kind of stuff, I could just imagine. Like, I really do think about, okay, if this was my like loved one or my mom or dad and this was happening, like someone was put on the floor or something, it's just like the rage I would feel is really next level.
I agree. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
So I would say just people be careful when you're walking. They really be careful. It's sad to say this in America right now, but just be really careful.
Yeah, be careful. And maybe this will spark more people being interested in like local politics and just, like putting money in a place that kind of helps us reform this, and just being educated on like what we can do as citizens that actually matters. Because as much as I love like sharing stuff on Instagram and everything, it's kind of like an echo chamber. And I think, getting out there and making real change is good.
Perfectly stated. Perfectly stated.
Thank you. Well, one of the Rage Against the Machine moments is always the Grammys. So we always look to our local musicians or famous musicians to have some fun and kind of get some shit started. Music's biggest night took place this past Sunday with many Grammy winners that we know of already and we love, including Kendrick Lamar, who made history for winning all 5 awards he was nominated for with his track Not Like Us. Lady Gaga also scored 7 nominations, including Album of the Year and Record of the Year. And I mean, I personally was very sad. This is ridiculous, but I love Addison Rae. Like, she's a influencer girl, but I'm a Sunray. That's the name of her followers. And best new artist went to Olivia Dean, who is lovely, and I can't say anything bad about her. But for me, I was thinking of you because I'm like, this is how people that like sports feel, because I was actively like trying to temper my disappointment when my girl Addison didn't win. So my favorite performance, I mean, probably Addison performed. I thought Sabrina Carpenter was so good. I just think she's so like just such a natural and such like a little charming woman, you know. And so I loved her, and I loved just seeing like Billie Eilish and just seeing everyone all around. And I don't know, it's super cool. In the past, I was like, it's kind of boring, but I'm happy where music is now, and I think there's a lot of good creativity happening.
I would say for me, the greatest performance was um, when they were doing the tributes, and they were doing a tribute to D'Angelo. And they had a lot of his songs that they were singing. Lauren Hill was there, and we haven't seen her in a very, very long time. And she did an excellent job with what she did and how she kind of brought in different entertainers and stuff. And it was great. I mean, I really, really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Did you see Justin Bieber performing in his underwear?
Yeah, I did see that. And that was really, I mean, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I really didn't hear the song because I'm looking like, wow, dude. I mean, I get it. You want to do over the top. You want to, hey, make
Something
headlines.
different. Yeah,
That wasn't a good look for me. That was like,
I
wow.
know. I know. And especially since like we only see him perform every now and then, and it's already kind of questionable like what he's going through and what he's not going through. So yeah. But it is funny where it's like, you know, we all dream of the situation. It's like a nightmare where you're performing in front of everyone and you have your just underwear on, and he did it willingly. So, but I also think too, like, this is what the kind of Grammys should and could be all about, which is just weird things and pushing the envelope. Um, like this one performer, Chapel Roan, wore like a really weird outfit, and it's just, I think it's a good way to push the envelope and to keep things kind of shocking and weird.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what did you think about when they were showing the performances of the artist of the year? And they brought in the one artist right in the back of a box truck. And then basically they were kind of, performing in, I guess, a warehouse, a garage, or whatever. What do you think? What did you think about that?
I didn't like because then they did that to my baby Addison Ray too, and I'm like, I just want to see more just stage performances. And I think I don't know, it kind of seems like Broadway, like Rent the Musical or something. It's very weird. It's like kind of geeky. I think that could have been cool in the early 2000s with like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, but I think most of us now we just want to see the performer up close, and I don't want to see like my favorite performer hanging off of a truck or just like dancing next to a garbage can or something.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrawtvnetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrawtvnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrawtvnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, that one kind of took me by surprise there, but I'm like, okay, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But the
Again,
one thing that disappointed me was there's a lot, and maybe they did it because of time, but there were a lot of awards that were won in different categories that didn't get any airplay. They just kind of, gave you a quick shot of, this person won for like, let's say, jazz, this person for reggae, this
oh
person
yeah.
for, I don't know. I think everyone deserves to have their flowers and get that moment in front of the camera.
Totally, or like songwriter of the year, which I think is a newer category. And yeah, I know it's always funny because I feel like at the Oscars too, they'll always name the like earlier this afternoon we talked about blah, 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 all the little things we don't care about. So I agree. I think they could have had just more straightforward performances. And was Trevor Noah was a host, right?
Yes, yes, he was a
Yeah,
host.
I mean that is a tough job, and I think he did great. He was funny, and like anyone we're gonna have good and bad things to say about, but I mean he seemed like he was enjoying himself. And I could just imagine because that's just such a room full of egos and sensitive little whatevers, and so I think he did a good job of just having fun and not laughing too hard at everyone. Did you see the moment though where he was like, "Oh, Nicki Minaj isn't here," and everyone started screaming?
Yes, I did see that. I noticed.
Yeah. Yep, that was funny.
Yeah, I wonder if Minaj was even invited. Maybe I'm looking too deep in this. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, it seems like, I mean, of course, the conspiracy part of me is like, this is a humiliation ritual, or like there's some weird contract at play or something. But I don't know. I hope she's like physically and mentally okay. That's what I just feel almost because the whole thing seems very weird.
It's getting weirder by the moment, let me tell you.
It is. It's very odd, and I just hope, like the same things. I thought about that with Justin Bieber because it's like everyone, like a Demi Lovato or a Britney or Nicki. Like I think a lot of these music people are kind of tortured behind the scenes, unfortunately, and a lot of abuse happens as we are finding out a lot this year, and a lot of weird things. So to me, if someone's like acting a fool, we never know exactly what is going on or what kind of things they've signed up for. So yeah, even a Kanye who I feel like is like off the walls and probably not that good of a person, I still feel like some element of like something went wrong down the line, and I do feel for them.
Yeah, I think it's also interesting too, is when you get a chance to see the people behind the curtain, the executive producers and stuff like this, the big moguls at the at the record labels, the people that you never see and know who they are. So
Yeah.
for me, it was kind of interesting seeing some faces there.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok of a guy that said he was saying about how your favorite artists are like owned by the billionaires, and he said he didn't share who, but he said that seven A-list artists like liked his video to confirm that basically a lot of these people. He was like, I'm not going to tell you who, but he's like, I swear, like seven of like artists that we would all know, kind of like in agreement, said like, yep. So
I can see that. I totally can see that.
we need a whole separate conspiracy spin-off podcast too.
That
this
actually
is
would
the
be a
normal
great
pop
podcast.
culture one. Then we need like an after hours one where we talk about crazy conspiracies.
Yes, that's actually an excellent idea too. If we could get some people to talk, that would be a hell of a podcast. Let me tell you.
Exactly. It's like we're a safe space.
Well, talking about interesting stuff, I actually watched the Michelle Obama's documentary "Becoming" over the
Yeah.
weekend. Now, granted, the documentary came out in 2020. I wanted to. A lot of people are talking about protests and the Melania Trump movie that's coming out, saying everyone should watch the Michelle Obama documentary. And honestly, I really didn't even know anything about it. I think I heard something about it. I'm like, oh, you know what? Let's see what everyone's talking about. And I have to tell you, Meryl, I was pleasantly surprised. It's actually an excellent documentary. And to me, it's a documentary where it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, you would enjoy it because what you're doing is you're actually getting a backseat look at what she went through, how she got to where she is, and what makes her the woman she is today. So it's more than
Yeah.
just politics and just being the wife of a president. You're actually getting to see her as a person as far as how she goes about her daily life, you know, what makes her stay so positive. And
Yep.
honestly, that was the first time I've ever seen her kids talk, to be honest with you. And I've always
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was interesting. Did you ever get a chance to watch that documentary?
You know, I did when it first came out, and same thing. I just like I'm in awe of because I feel like I do like Michelle Obama a lot, but I also think too it's so nice just to see someone like that, their habits, their like leadership skills. I feel like whether you don't like her politics or you know, we all have to admit this is a successful, educated person who really worked hard to get what they have, and I feel like we have something to learn from her absolutely, and like a good mother and or seemingly a good mother. We don't know, but um, I liked it, and I look up to her a lot.
It's definitely. Um, to be honest with you, she's one hell of a woman. You
Yeah,
know, I remember when she was in office, and the criticism that she would get to me was just stupid, stupid beyond belief. There was one time that people were commenting on her arms because she's very well toned and she wore some cut off sleeves, and it's like, so out of all the things out there, that's the best you could come up with. Like
exactly.
seriously.
And that's also like, that's also definitely like being a woman sometimes is also you can just do your best and like where and it's like all people want to talk about is your appearance, and it's like you're kind of missing the point, whether it's like in a good way or an annoying way. It's like people could like a man could go out and be like just as overweight or just as wrinkly or just as whatever, and it's like I don't and I do it too. I mean, I think we're all just conditioned to like see things that way. But we notice people's hair and like their physical appearance so much more in women. But yeah, I think there's a lot to learn. I definitely want to watch a documentary again. Now you've inspired me to watch it.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about this is some people may not want to admit this, but I would say that nothing is guaranteed. But I would say that if Michelle Obama ever wanted to change her mind and run for president, I think she'd give whoever she ran against a hell of a run for their money. I really do.
Yeah, I do too.
So, yeah, it was very interesting. I would say for everyone, again, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, it's definitely worth watching. And it's what I like about it too. It's not a propaganda movie, or
Exactly. Yeah.
it's not trying to change your mind and make you become a Democrat and all that. It's really
Yeah.
behind the scenes look at the first lady. And I really enjoy that. I really enjoy it. So I would say, please, please watch this documentary. You will not be disappointed.
Well, and also like I was just gonna say too, I've never seen footage of her being like rude to one of her underlings or I'm sure that I'm sure there's moments, of course, where she's like less than 100% perfect, but we all are human. But like I haven't heard of her acting a fool or just acting like, everything I've seen with my own eyes has been like a respectable thing of hers. So that alone is reason to for me to watch it and just consider her someone to admire.
Yep, I agree. I agree 100%.
Well, let's see about the next first lady, Melania, whose documentary is beating box office expectations despite criticism and poor reviews. Her documentary, Melania 20 Days to History, brought in 7 million, according to Amazon MGM Studios, which distributed the film. Now, I really want to know. I heard that like this deal kind of came about at a dinner with like Trump and Bezos together, and I just wish I could be a fly on the wall to hear what was talked about, like, hey, if you this movie, this and this for you, and just the back scratching that probably went on. So pretty much it said this article, according to this article, the documentary won over fans, surpassing the initial opening expectations to generate 7 million. The Amazon MGM Studios film was rolled out in over 1,500 theaters in North America, and it was only estimated to make 5 million. But after beating expectations, it's now the strongest start for a non-music documentary in over a decade. Now, I have heard some rumblings from people that they're just like buying the tickets out. People are showing videos of empty movie theaters and photos of no one there. And then they're saying like, that's not fair if you're just buying the tickets and pretty much like paying to have it be this way. Um, but I don't know. I mean, for me, I'll maybe watch it. Like, I don't find Melania that like I find her very vacant and just nothing. Like, to me, she kind of gives nothing. Some of her stuff is like funny, I think, when she just rolls her eyes at Trump and everything, but I've never found her inspiring really. And like, I feel like after all this time, I don't even know her, which I know is part of kind of the shtick, but like, she's very hard to kind of get to know, I think, as like a person. I don't really know what her deal is. I don't hate her as much as people do. Some people do, but I'll probably watch this, but I'm not in like a hurry, and I probably wouldn't go to a theater to pay my own money to see it.
Yeah, I know for me, I probably won't watch it either. I know, like with Michelle Obama's documentary that we talked about previously, one of the major reasons I watched is because people were saying a lot of great things about it, and it's like, okay, well, you know what? So many people are talking about it. Let me take a look at it. Where
Yeah.
so far in this one, and again, this is allegedly because we don't know how true or false it is, but there are people saying that this is more of a propaganda tool and not really a real documentary. I don't know personally because I haven't seen it. But at some point, I may take a look at it. Am I going to spend the money to go through a theater to do it? Probably not. so,
Mhm.
so, like I said, I won't say I won't ever watch it, but I'm not going to go to the movies and pay for it.
Yeah. Same thing. And like, to me, I just, if there's no, and I understand that might be more of Melania's background and everything, but like, if there's no warmth about a person, or to me, she doesn't seem to have a sense of humor, like, this is crazy. But even one good thing I could say about Trump is at least sometimes he is like kind of comedic or funny, or even if it's bizarre and ridiculous, at least there's been times that he like, I'm like, oh my God, this is so stupid, but like, I'm laughing, or I'm like at least entertained. With her, I just don't see like anything that I'm like, wow, I'm really inspired or entertained or feel a certain way.
Yeah, that's true because you have to have some kind of connection when you watch a documentary. There's got to be something that connects you to make you want to watch that documentary in the first place.
Yeah. And you're like the first lady, and she just doesn't really seem to even care about the nation. And like, I understand she wears cool hats, and I know people like her fashion a lot, and she kind of gives the like I'm serious model look, but that's not impressive after a certain amount to me.
Yeah, and it kind of brings up a section of Michelle Obama's documentary beginning that they were talking about, and I remember when she was doing her book signing, and the thing that really impressed me is how when a person walked up, she not only signed the book, but she engaged with that person. Even if it was only for a few
Yeah.
minutes, and she didn't look around. She didn't do the quick sign, okay, thank you, and move them out of the way. She really engaged with every single person that came to that table, and that's something you very rarely see from authors. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I, I thought that that was really classy to do that because people to buy your book, stand in line, and probably stand in line for hours. Um,
Hmm.
be able to actually have a moment with the vice president, the former vice president at the time. I'm sorry, the former first lady at the time, and really have her engage you. I think is something special. People are going to remember that.
Yep.
So
I agree.
kudos, but yeah, like I said, I won't be buying those tickets. So
Exactly. So you and I are not part of the $7 million, and also just the whole Amazon of it all, and Amazon being like a movie distributor with MGM. It just is really like, it just is like the billionaires' playground. They're just doing. We're all just kind of like the worker ants, but it's okay.
oh yeah, and let's be real, $7 million is $7 million. But when you spend 75 million to make it, that's not a good sign right out the
Yeah.
gate. So
Exactly.
and honestly, I did not know a documentary could cost $75 million. It's like
No.
and I granted, I'm a small guy I'm a blip on the map when it comes to making projects and stuff. I get that, but you kind of wonder what the hell they spend $75 million on.
Exactly, because it's supposed to be just footage. It's a documentary. I don't think Melania is like running from burning buildings, or they're not like creating a set of New York for her. What if it's all like CGI or something?
I was like, wow, I'd love to know what the hell they spent that money on. It's like 70,
Exactly.
I mean, blockbuster movies, high action movies, it makes sense. Those things are very, very expensive, but a documentary, 75 million? What the
Yeah,
hell they
I don't
spend that money on?
understand. And I think it's so ridiculous that our world is like collapsing and like between this and like Trump's excitement about his ballroom, like I feel like all of us are like, no one cares.
Yes, yes, definitely. Well, my last topic is a very interesting one. So there's a viral video going around about a mother that demanding her 70-year-old son pay $500 rent per month. Now, this is very interesting because at 17 years old, you're still in school. Of course, you live with your mom, and you're probably making about $500 a month working part time. Um, Me personally, I would not charge my son $500 rent, especially if you're still in high school. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, if a person wants to charge, maybe pay your cell phone bill, pay something to show them, you know, to be responsible. I get that. Or okay, you must put so much of your money away in a savings account for a rainy day or to build up. I could see that too, but I think that that's way overboard. What do you think, Meryl?
I do too. Yeah, I think 500 is a lot. I know we've talked about before kids having to pay like a bill or something just to show responsibility or just so they're not like completely or like groceries, like contributing $30 a week or whatever to their own groceries. But if a kid is like, I know when I was 17, I did have jobs and I don't think I would be able to like bring in 500 uh just I mean, who knows? Back then, people were paying like so much less. But if you're going to school or college or whatever, it's hard to do all of that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that's a little bit over the top personally. And, some people may argue, well, what if the family's in financial struggle at the time? I get that too, but I still cannot see making my 17-year-old son, pay $500 a month for rent.
No.
I just think that I mean, there's a big difference between a 17-year-old and a 27-year-old. Big difference in the
Yeah.
two. So I just think that I wouldn't do it personally. Now, this is one of those things where, um, if you're watching or listening, I would love to know what you guys think. Please go to our social media sites and let us know what you think. Would you make your 17-year-old son or daughter pay $500 a month rent?
Exactly. Yep, me too. I want to hear. And I think it's different if like they have a car payment or if they have gas or it's probably different for every family because it's like, okay, I wonder how much their total rent is. Did it say in
Mhm.
the it didn't yeah, like because it's like if the rent is $5,000, like is 500 going to really make that much of a difference or if it's like 1,200 and you really need them and you're barely getting by. But yeah, it's very interesting. I love to hear from people too, especially like not being a parent. I have no clue what I would do in that circumstance, but I'd probably like even if I would like them to have a job if they could, but even if it like is an internship or makes like very little money, that's fine.
Yeah, that's true. So definitely let us know. We will be very eager to hear from you.
Weigh in.
Talking about eager, Meryl, what do you have coming up?
Yay. Well, I'm very excited. I have a Galentine's Day show with two other fabulous women and one fabulous man, Barbara on February 13th. And it's at a place called La Leaf Winery. So Santa Barbara, which is like a really beautiful place, just about an hour north of LA on February 13th.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It should be
So
lots of fun.
So if you don't have any plans, hey, there you go. There's an idea, especially if you're in the area.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, we had a great time. As always, time sure do go by fast when you're having fun, right?
I know.
Well, everyone, thank you again for watching us and listening to us. Please continue to support us. Please continue to comment online because I do read those and I do respond to them. Make sure that you let people know who we are and how to find us. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodthenetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodthenetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodthenetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.